Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 87 of Shattered Image, and this one is titled An Argument. Your phone being disconnected, and your disappearance last night, as well as a new attack by someone with a mirror quirk. Aizawa said again. You stared at him. What are you even talking about? You asked with confusion. Talk to him about my phone being disconnected, you said, jerking your head towards a contained Mr. Me and I. He knows about that one. Aizawa looked at the CIA agent. You know arresting me can land you in hot water, Mr. Me and I threatened Aizawa. I drank scalding hot coffee with a smile on my face. Aizawa replied darkly to Mr. Me and I, and you raised an eyebrow. I've actually never seen him smile, you thought. Aizawa quickly pulled on the binds and yanked you towards himself, both eyes still on Mr. Me and I as you were pulled into him. Your father contacted me, Aizawa said lowly. Good, that was my intention, you replied. Aizawa nodded. Leave this room. Sero is outside. Go and stay with him. Remain in the lobby, both of you, he ordered, and you felt like if you stepped out of line or disobeyed him, it was going to be your funeral. He just had this really serious aura about him, so you knew not to mess with him at that moment. Okay, you replied, stepping out of his binds as they fell to the floor, and then you left the room without looking back. As you stepped out, you saw Sero standing there looking around, and so you headed straight for him. Oddly, he looked so worried, and the minute he spotted you, he ran to you, engulfing you in a hug which caught you by surprise. Hey, what? You asked, allowing yourself to get squished in his embrace. What happened? Where were you last night? He asked, letting you go from the hug and stepping back to place his hands on your shoulders and look you in the eye. What do you mean? You asked. Why is everyone saying weird stuff, man? Aizawa said something about me not being contactable, and then something else about me disappearing, and some new attack? Has the CIA staged something? Mr. Me and I is pissed. Something about the earpiece getting smashed. Or Hobie smashing it. I have no idea what's going on. You said with exasperation. Can someone explain? I couldn't contact you last night, Sero said with a worried look on his face. I tried to call you. I tried to text you. Yeah, because Mr. Dickhead blocked our numbers. He's bent out of shape over this earpiece thing. Man, we need to get Hobie out of this. It's screwed up. I don't even like the guy, but I'm a hero in training and my job is to save people, not like them, you stated. Sero was about to say something, but that line resonated with him, so he just closed his mouth and nodded. You're right, but why didn't you go home? I saw you not getting into the car, he said. What? When? You asked. Last night, he replied. My car left, and I looked back and you were still standing on the side of the road talking to the driver of your car, but I thought you didn't get in. I did get in, you said. I was asking if I could hop in the front seat, that was all, but he told me to get in the back for safety reasons. Oh, Sero said, but then I went to your house, and you weren't there. I was knocking on your window. What? You asked, still confused. No, but I was home. When did you knock? I don't remember, he said sadly. It was after 7 p.m. though, because it was dark. Well, I came home and I went to my room and then pretty much stayed there for the rest of the night. But then I got food delivered to the house because both Mum and Dad weren't home. And then I went back and I ate in my room, and then the other time I left was to have a shower, but that was about it. He looked at you and you looked at him. Hunter, I was there, I swear to you, you said earnestly. He looked deeply into your eyes. He wanted to believe you, and he had no reason to not believe you, but at the same time he had seen just how easily and convincingly you could lie, and he wavered. Would she lie to me? She wouldn't, surely. But she was angry yesterday. She really needed to let off steam, but if she gets caught, she'll go straight to jail, he thought, so she can't afford to tell anyone. You believe me, right? You begged him, making sure to keep direct eye contact. He glanced away for a second and his fingers twitched for a second on your shoulders, and your heart sank. Hunter, I was home, you said loudly, like raising your voice was going to drive your statement home any harder and make it more believable to him. Why didn't you open the window? He asked softly, his grip on your shoulders weakening. Because I never heard you there, you replied exasperated. But I was home, I swear to you. I wouldn't lie. Why would I lie to you? You have a lot riding on this, he said sadly. You can't afford to get caught. You don't believe me, do you? You asked, the hurt evidence in your voice. You lifted your hands up and pushed his hands off your shoulders and stepped back. Yin, wait, I'm sure we can work this all out, he said, reaching a hand out towards you as if to reach out and hold you. Don't touch me, you said darkly, and he paused. Yin, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, he begged. Just then Aizawa walked out of his room, his angry gaze settling on you as he walked over to you. You, he said to you, come with me. You didn't know what to say, but to get away from Sero, who had hurt you the most right then, was top priority. So you followed after your teacher, ignoring Sero calling your name, and walked with him into another room. Talk, Aizawa said as he closed the door behind you both. Tell me what's going on here, you suddenly snapped. I turn up here getting yelled at by Mr. Miyagi over an earpiece or something, and then you and Sero are accusing me of not being home last night, or an attack or something. No one is making any sense, and it's driving me mad. You better start talking first, you demanded. Have some respect, Aizawa growled, his eyes glowing red, and you swallowed heavily and remained still. The last person you wanted to mess with when they were angry was Aizawa. There was a report, and I responded to it last night about a woman with a mirror quirk who had blanked out 3 men and attacked them. One was about to tell us about the attack, the other is in a coma, and the third is fighting for his life in the ICU. It doesn't look like he's going to make it. Aizawa said. And what has this got to do with me? You asked angrily. It wasn't me. No one could contact you last night. Sarah went to your house and you weren't there. He said he didn't see you get in the car or go home, and that you had been a little angry the night before and had even used your quirk. He said, You told me I could use my quirk if it came down to it, you snapped, putting it back on him. We were blocked off in an alleyway and I had the CIA mule and Sarah behind me. I only quirked the guys for a split second to stun them so I could then use my training, you said defensively. I didn't go overboard, and my anger after was about this mission and how they're treating the mule. We need to get him out of this. Don't change the subject, Aizawa said darkly. If you have attacked people, you're going to jail. Mr. Miyagi is already livid. I don't care if he's CIA. He's a villain, you replied darkly back to Aizawa. And you're all being assholes by not trusting me. I haven't done a thing. The evidence, Aizawa stated. Screw your evidence. I know the truth and I know it wasn't me, you snapped. Then who was it, Yin? Who was it? Who else has your quirk? Aizawa replied loudly. Check my folder. One auntie is still alive and she's still out there. It could be her, you replied angrily. Call my dad. The folder's on my bed. Look through it and you'll find your person. Aizawa clenched his jaw and just glared at you. You certainly seem to be telling the truth. As much as I'm pissed at you and Sero, you said, thank you for coming at the right time. I have no idea what's going on with Mr. Miyagi, but there's something wrong with this mission and I need to talk to you about it, you said firmly. Whew, things were getting a bit heated. I had my man come in and check, make sure that I wasn't having an angry argument on the phone. He thought I was yelling at somebody. But no, just yelling about Aizawa and Yin. Anyway, stay tuned. That ends this week. Stay tuned for next week for more Heard You Like Me and More Sarah. I'll see you then.